Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about Batman and Robin by Grant Morrison. Now, if you guys remember, a little bit back I did a video called Batman by Frank Miller, which was where I took all the Bat books written by Frank Miller and explained them and talked about them in the continuity that they happened and everything. Well, this is a little different. This is something like that because you guys seem to like that video. I had a ton of fun making it. I decided I want to do another one. The difference is the fact that that was a self-contained universe. This isn't. This is something to where it's not just all written by Grant Morrison. When I talked about that, that was Frank Miller's universe. That was all Frank Miller. To where this takes place in the main DC, well, in what was the main DC continuity, it's just I'm talking about only what Grant Morrison wrote in the 3 volumes of Batman and Robin he wrote, which was Batman Reborn, Batman vs. Robin, and Batman and Robin Must Die. So yeah, starting off with the first volume, which is Batman Reborn. Keep in mind that there will be heavy spoilers for these books, so if you guys have interest in reading them, definitely go check them out. They're great books, and I'm not going to be covering every single thing that happens. In fact, I will be skipping over a bunch, but I'm going to be talking about the main points of the book and things like that. And yeah, my job's not to just say every single thing that happens in the book. Still want you guys to, like, part of the point of these videos is to get you guys to be interested in reading the books, and so I'm not going to be talking about every single thing. So anyways, let's get into it. Batman Reborn. This is when Dick Grayson first takes over the role of Batman after Battle of the Cowl and everything. He's now Batman. He has to deal with the fact that he is Batman. He has difficulty fitting into the role. Damian is now Robin because Damian was not Robin while Bruce was around. But I'm not going to talk about how Bruce disappeared or anything, but Bruce is gone. That's all you need to know. So Damian and Dick they have a very rocky relationship at first. Dick worries about being Batman, and Damian's just like, hey, if you don't want to be Batman, I'm bred to fit into the role, you know, that's my father, I can do it easily. And Dick's just like, not yet, you're not ready. So he fills the role of Batman, but he's still not exactly rock solid happy about it. We see there are moments to where Dick has a lot of doubt about being Batman. For instance, these bad guys attacked some cops, and 4 cops were killed while 6 were seriously injured. This had a lot of impact on Dick Grayson because he's like, this never would have happened with Bruce as Batman. I'm not a good Batman. I'm not near the level of Bruce, and so he doubts himself a lot. But the main villain for this book is Professor Pig. He's partially the main villain for this book. This is when we're introduced to Professor Pig, and this guy's a complete sicko. He's messed up. He's really disturbing, and the art shows it, and like he's flamboyant, and he's a really creepy villain. One of Batman's creepiest villains, weirdest villains ever. He feels it's his job to make everyone perfect, and so he makes them all the same. He makes them these Dollatrons is what he calls them. They're his slaves. They just obey him, and they look like dolls. They're really weird, but anyways, they're really, like, the Professor Pig is Joker level messed up, maybe even more so. Damian states it perfectly by saying, you just redefined wrong. That's what he says to Professor Pig, and he's right. But anyways, Batman and Robin, they go after Professor Pig. They get some leads, do all their whole detective thing. They go after him. They're attacking him while he's working on this daughter and father. The daughter's name is Sasha. I'm saying her name because she plays a pivotal role in this book. Her father is completely taken over as a Dollatron. She's not yet. She looks like a Dollatron, but she's not completely under his control yet. But Dick and Damian end up defeating Professor Pig, and they save her. They take her to the hospital just like everyone else. They find a cure there that cures the people to where obviously they still look like Dollatrons because when they, like, their faces start coming off, like their real faces are attached to the Dollatron faces, so they start peeling off with the actual faces. So these people are going to look like Dollatrons for the rest of their lives. But they're no longer under his control because of the cure. So anyways, while she's in the hospital with the rest of the Dollatron, she kills her father. Yep, just straight up kills him because she's completely messed up. Jason Todd recruits her to be his Robin. He comes out in this new spiffy looking Red Hood outfit that looks pretty cool. Looks a bit more like the original Joker Red Hood. And I really like the costume he wears. It's pretty cool. He's got a cape now and stuff like that. And anyways, Jason and Sasha end up going around as Red Hood and Scarlet, and they go and just kill a bunch of people around Gotham. You know, criminals, people that deserve it, but it's not necessarily the best way of doing doing things around Gotham. Dick catches on and finds them. He goes after them. Dick and Damian confront the two. Dick tries to talk to Jason, but Damian's had enough talking because he's Damian, and so he attacks Jason, gets destroyed. Just Jason, like the kid he is, Jason just beats him, no contest. But then Dick wipes the floor with Jason, literally, and yeah, he just beats, like, he just goes and he takes him down, no problem at all. But then Damian ends up getting in the hands of Sasha. Sasha just takes a knife and is just like, you know what, I'll kill Damian unless you let go of Jason. So he does to get away. And then we see that Jason is at his hideout. He takes his mask off, and his hair is red, which is, the reason it's red is because he says that when he was Robin, Batman, well, Bruce Wayne, made him dye his hair to look more like Dick Grayson. And so we see that's another thing that had some serious effects on Batman, well, not Batman, on Red Hood, because he didn't want him to be himself. He wanted him to be like Dick Grayson. I thought that was pretty cool, having Jason have red hair, and very interesting. Anyways, I'm going to get more into my personal thoughts when I'm done talking about all the volumes. Anyways, Dick and Damian have another fight with Jason and Sasha. This time, Damian gets beaten by Sasha, which causes Dick to not pay attention to Jason. Jason ends up shooting Dick, and Damian and Dick are tied up. He just shoots him in the chest where he's protected, but it ends up knocking him out. They both get tied up. They're hooked up to these, well, they're tied up to these chairs, and they got a webcam facing them, and the message from Red Hood plays saying, "We broadcasted this message telling people, hey, if we get 1 million calls, we'll call this number if you want to see if you think we're more effective than Batman and Robin. If you think Red Hood and Scarlet are more effective than Batman and Robin, call us, and that will reveal Batman and Robin's identity." So that's their way of saying who do the people want, who the people of Gotham want. And obviously, Dick and Damian end up breaking out of that, and they're fine, and everything goes good. But during all that happening, Red Hood and Scarlet get attacked by Flamingo, this dude that just comes out of nowhere and beats the living crap out of them, just destroys them. They stand no chance against this dude. He's like a master assassin. Dick, when he breaks out, he goes, fights Flamingo, puts up a good fight, and unwillingly distracts him while Jason kills him. Jason just goes and straight up kills this guy. And then Jason and Dick have another talk, and Jason talks about how Bruce always wanted him to be like Dick, and Jason's like, "It's too late for me." Dick says, "No, it's not too late for me." Jason ends up getting arrested. Also, during all that, Damian got shot by shot and paralyzed by the Flamingo, but Talia was able to heal him because, well, she's got her vast resources with the League of Assassins. But that is the end of Volume 1. Now on to Volume 2, which is Batman vs. Robin. A masked detective called Oberon Sexton. I think I pronounced that name right. Anyways, he appears, and he's like, "Hey, I've been trying to track this domino killer. He's been going around killing very rich and powerful people, and I think he's after Bruce Wayne next." So he gets in contact with Batman. He's like, "Can you help me with this stuff?" They start talking, and all that happens. Anyways, meanwhile, Dick and Damian are trying to figure out what happened to the real Bruce Wayne, because earlier on in the book, they had what they thought was Bruce's corpse. They tried to bring it back through the Lazarus Pit. They did bring it back. Turned out it wasn't Bruce Wayne. A lot of stuff happened. Batwoman ended up getting killed and then revived in the Lazarus Pit. They found out, obviously, it wasn't Bruce Wayne. That stuff happened. Again, that's not really too relevant to what's going on here. But what they see is that Bruce Wayne is leaving clues for Dick and Damian to find him and bring him back to the present, because it turns out he's trapped in the past. Like, stuff starts changing, like family portraits and things like that around Wayne Manor and all that. Robin just randomly, when they're researching all this stuff, starts trying to kill Dick. Just out of nowhere, Damian tries to kill him. Turns out, when Talia had him healed, she had this thing put into his spine that allows him to be controlled. So, she hired Deathstroke to be the one to control Damian to try and kill Batman, but Damian resists and stuff. Dick ends up figuring out a way to stop the control, and Damian's fine, and he's no longer controlled. Then, at the end of the book, we see that Batman talks to Oberon Sexton. He says he has some new leads, so he starts telling him about, like, these killers, like how the kills happen and stuff, that Oberon Sexton had already found out. He starts talking to him about that. He said, "I figured something out. All these people's deaths, they were all jokes." And then we see that Oberon Sexton is actually the Joker. Now, I flew through a bunch of stuff there, but in the book, they did a fantastic job at talking about, at showing this Oberon Sexton dude. He's really cool, and then it turns out he's the Joker, and they did a great job of showing Dick Grayson being a detective and figuring that thing out, and I thought that was really cool. But anyways, again, at the end of this, I'm going to get more into the opinion. This is just telling you guys what happened. So that is the end of Volume 2. Volume 3 is Batman and Robin Must Die. So Joker is captured, and they leave him with the GCPD. Robin stays there. Dick and Commissioner Gordon go to the Batcave to try to figure some things out, because Dick has a new lead saying that, when all those Dollatrons were put with that cure, it was mighty suspicious the fact that that cure was just lying around to be given to the Dollatrons. Turns out it was a ploy. It was a Trojan horse. It was like, hey, give it to all these people so that way later it'll activate, and, crazy people. Just think of a lot of other Batman storylines have gone down this path of having, hey, the city turns crazy, like Batman Endgame. We saw that, like, all the different, all the civilians turn crazy and stuff. Basically, same thing happens here, so Gotham goes into riot. A lot of cool stuff happens between Joker and Damian, which I won't go into, but it's amazing that you guys should definitely read. But anyways, we see that Dick Grayson was right about that being a Trojan horse, and all the people go crazy. A whole bunch of stuff happens with all that. Again, not getting into it. But in short, Bruce Wayne comes back. I know I skipped over a lot of stuff, but a lot of ritual stuff happens, and this is also partially the reason I'm not going over it is the fact that it is Grant Morrison, and it's stuff that you really need to read because someone explaining it to you is going to help very much because he's a very confusing writer, but it is some really cool stuff and very detailed in something you need to read for yourself. Grant Morrison's a very confusing writer, but he's a good writer when you do understand him. But anyway, stuff happens. Bruce Wayne comes back. He makes a huge public announcement saying that he has been secretly funding Batman this whole time, and that Wayne Enterprises' newest venture is Batman Incorporated. The idea is that Batman is now basically an army. Batman is everywhere. Batman is waging a huge war on crime all over the world. And so that's his new announcement that, hey, I've been funding Batman, now I'm going to fund him, I'm going to give him more money so that way he can spread his vengeance, well, not vengeance, but justice, and protect people all over the world. There's no longer a hiding spot for villains. They can't hide in the shadows anymore because Batman's there. Batman is the shadow. So, anyways, Bruce is really weirded out by the fact that Damian is Robin, because when he left, Damian was just Damian. He wasn't Robin yet, and he came back and was like, why is Damian wearing a Robin costume? So the two go out on a mission. Turns out Bruce and Damian are not peanut butter and jelly. They go together terribly. Those two they're not good in the field together. They don't work together well. So when Bruce comes back, he starts yelling at Damian saying, you suck. You don't follow orders well or anything. You're terrible. But Damian says the chances of us working together again are 0. He's like, Dick was better than you, and Dick Grayson is there, and Bruce says, you know what, I want you two, Dick and Damian, I want you two to be the Batman and Robin of Gotham, because I saw what you guys did. You handled it while I was gone. You're very capable. You're a great team. I want you two to be the Batman and Robin of Gotham. I'll be the Batman of everywhere, basically, is what he says. And that's the end of Volume 3. That is the end of Grant Morrison's run on Batman and Robin. Now time for my thoughts, my personal opinions on all of this. I personally really love this run. I thought it was really good. Grant Morrison did a great job with doing the character arc of Dick Grayson as Batman. As in the beginning, he's like, I don't really want to be Batman, but no one else can really be Batman, because, like, Jason's psychotic, Tim's not really, he's not Batman, he's not cut out for it, really, Damian's not ready, and it's just, he's the only one that can be Batman. He's clear-cut as day, and Bruce is the one. Bruce would have wanted him to be Batman. And so, yep, he's got to be Batman. But by the end of it, he realizes, hey, I'm a good Batman. Other people realize he's a good Batman. Damian is hating him at first, but then by the end of it, Damian's like, hey, I like you better than my father, because my father's a big jerk face that sucks at being Batman. And that, I really like that dynamic, and seeing these two work together and hate each other at first, and then by the end of it, be really good friends and have a mutual respect for each other. I really like that. Also, it's cool seeing Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne as Robin, because you have a bit more happy Batman. He's still not, like, full-on Nightwing, but he's more happy Batman, and Damian's just big brooding guy. And yeah, I just really liked it. I like seeing Dick as a detective, which was really cool because we saw him figure out the whole Joker thing, and there's other thing he figures out that I didn't talk about. I love the villains in it. Professor Pig was a really cool introduction into the Batman mythos, and he's a really sick, twisted villain, but he's a very cool villain. Well, I don't think cool is the right word, but a very interesting villain that I like that he exists in the Batman universe. They screwed up Deathstroke completely, which happens all the time in comics books. He felt just like he did in basically every other comic book in the past couple of years, is the fact that, hey, Deathstroke sells copies because he's cool looking. Let's throw him in there. So they threw him in there, completely abused his character, did stupid stuff with him, but it is what it is. And yeah, overall, I love Batman and Robin. Joker was great in it as well. He does some really cool stuff. And yeah, definitely highly recommend you guys read these books. They're amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. The reason I'm talking about this now, by the way, is because of the fact that DC Rebirth is happening, and we might possibly be getting books going back to this continuity. So I figured now would be a good time to talk about it, and the fact that I love doing these types of videos. Anyways, if you guys want me to do more, please let me know in the comments below, and like this video if you also want me to do more. I do love doing these types, but if you guys don't want me to, I won't. So yeah, just show support for this video, and I will definitely make more. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.